Why, hello there.
Well,
Haven't seen you.
hello there, Renee. I have not seen you for a while. Welcome back to the cafe. I'm so glad you dropped by.
We only see each other during the R&D Café when we have these mugs. That's the only time.
Oh, that's so nice. Anyway, I'm so glad because this is such a precipitous time in your career and in my career. You know, today I started the Tarda Media LLC. Signed the bank, signed the agreement had been signed. The bank account has been started. So this is the Tardon Media. We're actually now a legal entity. You're doing it with GBGB, which is Glory Be Good Broadcasting, so that you're forming your LLC. In addition to that, you've got all your music out there. You've got your music that has been going on. You have so much work that's going, and we want to know what is the best way that we can leverage the career of Renee Yaworski going forward with all the things. So we brought in an expert. You know, when you've gone to Tardon Media, you've seen Astrology by Sunny as one of our main advertisers, one of our main supporters, and we have her today. She has been, you gave her what? You gave her your birth date,
like location, things like that. I'm trying to think. There was one more. She'll remind us.
Great. All right. Well, let's bring Sunny on and what we. Hello, Sunny.
Hello. So glad to be here.
So glad to see you, Sunny. And one of the things that I wanted to do is that we want to give all the viewers an opportunity to know your gifts. So we got a twofer here. We know that, Renee, you're going through this incredible career acceleration. So we want to know, please talk to us a little bit about the process and what you're going to be bringing to help Renee and to give her the kind of understanding that are going to be in this, please.
Brilliant. Happy to. Thrilled. It was your birth time, Renee. That was the other thing.
Oh, birth time of day. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So what we're doing today is just a brief 30-minute quick dive into your birth chart. What I normally do with clients is I spend an hour and a half or so with them. So we're shortening this up a little bit, and we're going to just, I also share charts and share screens with you and send you your charts afterwards, which I will do with you, Renee. But we couldn't quite figure out the technical issues for the show. So I will talk about your chart, but nobody will be able to see it just now.
Okay. That's okay.
So, and I invite questions, Renee. Okay. So if I'm saying something and it's not clear, or you're like, well, that's ask questions. This is not a one-way conveyance of information.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Right. So just to do a little bit of what we call delineation, just here's where the planets were in your chart at the moment you were born. Why does this matter? It's significant because it tends to create the personality or the life circumstances that we encounter as we go through our life. Okay, so for you, Renee, your sun, you probably know this because most Americans do. They know what sun sign they are. Your sun is in Gemini. And so that tends to make people really interested in communication. I wonder why we're doing this. And learning and talking with people and relating. Gemini is the sign of the twins. It's, and people used to say it's because they wanted to talk to each other. They needed somebody to bounce ideas off of. So there's that energy happening for you. You also have a Scorpio moon. Okay, moon is our Scorpio moon.
Oh my gosh. What is moon? Because
moon is our emotion. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, well, but my best friend is a Scorpio, and I feel like I'm nothing like him. And I'm always like, oh, you have that Scorpio energy. I think of it one way, so maybe we can do some healing on my idea of Scorpio. And I apologize to Edison.
No,
But
no.
I think of like brooding. Sorry, Edison. I do think of like a brooder.
Okay, but with that Gemini sun, you're not going to be a brooder, but
Okay.
moon is our emotions. Okay, and of course,
Ooh.
brooding is an emotional affect, right? But
Okay.
what Scorpio does for our moon, it's a water sign and it's ruled by Mars. So we can have a little with us with the Scorpio moon, we can have a little bit of that scorpion stinger. That
What? Janice looks so surprised. This is.
I'm
I
shocked,
deny
I
it.
tell
I
you.
deny it.
And one of the reasons why, because Renee and I are partners on so many things. I'm getting a chance to be, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to be here, Sunny, is I'm getting an opportunity to
He's
be able to
learning.
know what kinds of insights I can have for going forward. And now I also know I can police.
The little stingers out. What? So I
you
know
know,
about the stingers, right? Because I know from my
yeah.
friend Edison, he has a stinger, and I always felt like I didn't, but I think Dennis might have had a different experience. So
Well,
I might
and
not know myself as well as he's
and
covered
we
enough.
kind of get drawn to people who are embodying the same energy that we come in
Mm,
with. And sometimes we can it can almost be a way of othering that, like, oh, I'm not like that.
right.
He's way more extreme than I am. And so, it lets us feel a little better about ourselves.
Yes. I don't want, because I don't want to embrace the stinger, but I think the stinger, if we channel it into maybe some like activism or goodwill projects or volunteerism, right? Or justice,
Renee,
trying to
Sunny,
read.
go ahead.
No, this is exactly perfect. And then the other thing, these are the big three that we talk about in
Okay.
astrology: sun, moon, rising sign. So
Hmm.
rising sign, which we only know when we know your birth time, is the kind of the mask that we put on. Our Gemini, our sun, our Gemini sun in your case, is how we feel internally. But what mask do we put on before we walk out the door? And for you, that's a Cancer rising.
Cancer.
So a Cancer rising is very concerned with caring for the other people in their lives. They're a little bit of a mother energy, a little bit of a, okay.
Look at Dennis's. Everyone just, if you want to know if this is true or not, everyone just watch Dennis's face because she's getting me at a
Yeah.
very visceral level.
Yeah.
And
All
I have
right.
to say, Renee and I don't know each other very much. And Dennis, you and I have really not talked about Renee's character. I mean, so this is just what's in your chart, honey.
Wow.
So it's that energy of, let me just make sure that you're all right. I just want everybody to be in good shape and cared for and feel supported and all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Which, now that I'm thinking about it, makes a tremendous amount of sense with the work that you're doing. It's about
Exactly.
supporting, bringing people knowledge and information. That Gemini, beautiful blend.
So
It is,
remind.
and the thing and so everything has sun and the moon. I mean the light side, dark side. The
Mhm.
dark side of that particular issue is Renee putting everyone else first. And then
Absolutely.
not being, and this is where we're watching her as she's rising in her solar feminine, is to truly to be able to come into her power. This is one of the reasons why we asked you to do this, Sunny, is because this is the time where she is needing to come into her power, needing to own the things instead of putting everyone else first, really to be able to own her gifts in that. So anyway, that I wanted to share that.
Thank you for saying that. And the rising, again, just to remind me, just because the rising is the mask, or Gemini was the mask.
The Cancer was the mask, and I don't mean mask in a bad sense. It's just kind of, I tend to do this with my hands because I think of it as the track that we get onto going from ourselves into the rest of the world. And, you know, it's kind of the way that we interface with the rest of the world. The word mask has gotten a little bit of a bad vibe.
Okay.
And that's so that I don't mean it like you're hiding. I just mean it like this is how you are moving from your internal experience to what's going on out there.
And that's the rising, and that's the Cancer. And then what are some other attributes of a rising Cancer?
So, very family oriented, very concerned, you know, not just all other people, but especially family. And things like food and home and, you know, just the can be a little bit of a walled off nature when you're wounded. So, so if somebody
that is so, look at it. This is
if somebody
rounds out my whole character,
doesn't it?
It's not
if
just
somebody
the Gemini.
you off, you put up a wall. You're like, I just can't with you right now. I just Yeah.
Yeah, I check out. Like I just say, like I don't engage. I totally just shut down. Instead of like getting mad at them or yelling too much, it's like I just go off and I'm just done.
So let me ask you, Sunny. So so as she is now opening up this new production company, this GBGB, which is the broadcasting company that she's starting, the LLC, plus all of her songs, all of her music, all of the work, really getting a chance to go out into the world in a way that she's not before. What can her chart tell you or give the insights that will help her?
Yes, lovely. So a couple of things, because Renee, you emailed me and asked me specifically about the production and publication and music and also house. So we can talk about all those things. The first thing is your chart has a ton of cardinal energy in it, which means it has planets that are in the so-called cardinal signs. Cardinal signs are the signs that begin a season. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, and I can't think of the other one right off the top of my head. Anyway, those four. Cardinal energy is about starting things. It's about initiating. Okay, so you have a lot of initiatory energy. You start things all over the place. And then we need fixed energy to come in and take over that project or that thing that's been started and move it forward. And you are a little light in fixed energy. Okay.
Yeah, so definitely.
You have two planets in fixed energy, and both of them are planets that indicate change and changeability. So I'm not seeing a ton of ability to follow through.
That's what he says. He accuses me of this. This is like everything out of Dennis's mouth, which shows me that I'm not as in tune with myself as I thought I was, because you two did not talk about this.
Oh no.
And it is everything that he has experienced with me. And I'm like, and I will argue with him and I'll say, I am not that way.
Well, and you know, I have to say, Martin, my husband can tell you this too. I have a little tweak of this as well. So it's what we need to do in this case is bring in other people who have that fixed energy, who can either take it and run with it or support us in continuing to, you know, when we're feeling a little flaky and a little like, okay, come on, seriously? No, we're going to do this, you know. And then you also have planets in mutable signs. So the mutable energy is once the project's initiated in cardinal, fixed carries it forward, and then mutable comes in and says, ooh, we need to tweak this, and we need to make this can be better. This could work better. So you can do 1 and 3, start it, tweak it, and you need somebody, you need to partner with people who have fixed energy so that they can help you carry it through.
And which signs would be like the fixed energy signs?
Very good question. So Taurus. Oh man. I need a chart. Yeah, I know. I usually have my charts and I can just look at this. So sorry. Play music. Speak amongst
No,
yourselves.
no.
No, we're learning
This is
so
exactly.
much.
This is
so
exactly.
amazing.
I am much more. I am much more interested in how you interpret a chart than how you remember a chart.
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah. So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio. So you do have Scorpio, but it's a moon, and moon changes every 2.5 days, right? It's a changeable energy. And then Aquarius. So people who either have sun or ascendant, a rising sign in one of those, very helpful.
Which is great because when you were talking, it's like almost everyone that I surround myself with in my life is one of those signs. So it's so weird. I mean, not Dennis, but everyone else. No, it's okay. I'm just saying generally, like I a lot of Aquarius, a lot of the Scorpio, a lot of the Leo. So it's like you just named all my core buddies right there.
All your friends. Yeah, you are
all my
drawing
friends.
that.
That is wonderful.
Because there's some aspect of you that notices that that's not you. That's not your.
Right. It's almost like I'm drawn to that opposing energy or that contrary, that it's something that completes me when I'm working with friends. That's interesting because that's been from childhood. It's weird.
And then a couple other things about work that I wanted to talk to you about. First of all, your 10th house in your chart. And if I had your chart in front of this, I would show it to you. Okay. But you're just going to have to trust me here. Your 10th house is career. It's your work and the way that you are visible in the world. Okay. And your 10th house is ruled, it's in the sign of Aries, and that's ruled by the planet Mars. Your Mars is in your 12th house. And so I was like, to me, this speaks to you are happiest working in seclusion.
Yeah.
You are like,
100%.
I mean, I'm guessing the pandemic was really kind of great for you career.
I accomplished so much more. And I was the kid in school that I really despised the group projects. I wanted to I would just end up doing like everything myself. Mm-hmm. Dennis is the only one who ever broke the mold. He's the only one that I actually really want to, like collab like with that much. I mean, other people in law and also maybe some, colleagues. I have colleagues here in the audience right now. I'm not discounting that, but like when it comes to like, actual creative collaborations, I never thought I would be able to find a partner I could do that with. And the first day we met, we were able to do that. So he broke the mold and he's an Aries and I don't know how he got in. I don't have no idea, but You're right. I usually like to just work on something by myself because I trust myself to be able to do it the way I want to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it totally makes sense.
Wait, what'd you say? I would like to control the way you said that. I would like to control the way you said that.
No, continue.
And so we are talking also about, when we talk about we don't just talk about your birth chart, we talk about transits, right? So the planets were in a certain place at the moment of birth, and that remains significant throughout your life. But then we're talking about they continue moving, right? Mm-hmm. So right now you have Jupiter in your house, in your 10th house. Jupiter is in Aries at the moment. Which means, of course, you are thinking about your career. Jupiter is the energy of growth, of largesse, of generosity. Okay, I always tell people, remember the Christmas Carol, and when Scrooge is meeting the ghosts, and he meets the ghost of Christmas Present, and he walks into this room, and there's this big man with a beard and in a robe and a feast on the table, and he says, "Come in, man, and know me better." That's Jupiter. It's feasting and just all this generosity and growth. So the universe is going, grow your career, grow this aspect of your life. You know, so since don't choke. So since mid-May, your of this year, your career has been feeling like a balloon ready to take off. Yeah.
Since when did you say? Did you say May?
Since mid-May.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. Almost exactly. Like right in there, like the teens. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when Jupiter.
I swear you're not psychic, right? You're not a psychic. You're an astrologer.
I'm intuitive, but I'm an astrologer. But no, I'm not psychic, and I'm not stalking you.
I almost spit my water. That is so funny. That could even be one of your mottos. But I'm not stalking you. I just happen to know with everything that's going on with you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So,
it's incredible.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you about around July 31st. Did you have a lot going on in terms of friends, groups, associations, your own emotional state?
Yes.
I know you were sick because we were
yeah, but there I mean, probably the most diverse and most exciting time of my entire life. Literally. That's right in the middle of that. Like I'm still processing and walking on clouds and trying to very, very busy in a good way. Explosions of awakenings, all kinds of amazing stuff. Yes.
And with as many challenges that come with anything, there's no such thing as unless we're having the challenges with them, right?
True. Absolutely. I'm just, because there was a very unusual triple conjunction of 3 bodies that were then on top of where your moon was at birth. So this would stimulate emotions and the ability to process and you know, I don't know how much we want to go into this. I don't know how we are on time, but it was the planet Uranus, which is about change and just upheaval and just flip the table and let's clear all this energy out and start something new. It was the North Node, which is the direction the universe is saying, hey, look this way. Don't go with the comfort zone. Move forward. And it was Mars, which is energy and focus and a little bit of upheaval on his own. So all of those were coming across your natal moon. So there was a ton of stuff. Brilliant.
What you just said about like getting out of the comfort zone is almost identically what I was saying back then, and was kind of my roadmap. Is that I remember even saying in July, just saying I don't want to be in my comfort zone, and I'm not, and I'm happy with it. Like I'm glad and the newness, like awakenings and newness, everything just being like a clean slate and starting over again, which is rare in a person's life, but it was almost like every sector of my life was experiencing that transformation. Publicly too. A lot of the people here right now know that. So it's just verified. That's actually what happened.
That's what we call astrological good.
I see MM in the comments laughing, saying this lady is amazing. She has you on point. Yep. It's everybody knows that this is what has been going on.
But that's what you get, don't you, Sunny, from your clients? I mean, when they get an opportunity to be able to see themselves, and it's like you'll help to both reflect and put a mirror on what we're doing, and then what do we do with this information? Where do we take it? How do you help us to go and grow on there?
Brilliant. Yes. So typically what I do with clients is, and I have some dates for Renee in my notes that I'll share with you later, that I give them dates. And if they're asking particular questions about, should I take this course of action? Should I take that one? I'm like, here's the times where, right now this isn't looking super favorable, but coming up in a couple of months, it changes. And, we talk about all of those kind of things. So I work a lot with timing and just, it's fun to talk about the recent past events because that's very validating, but we can't do anything about the recent past or even the long ago past. So what do we do in the upcoming months? You know, do we spend time focusing on our career, or do we spend time focusing on our love life, or, you know, so many other questions.
Sure. And that's what you'll do. And so that's what you're going to do with Renee, and you'll do that privately in order to get her and doing that. And that's what you do with your clients, so that we get an opportunity, they get an opportunity to be able to both see what are the optimal times, the windows that they can when they're starting, like Renee, you have a book that's coming out, you have songs that are going to be released, you're starting your production company, you're getting a chance to meet with a lot of people, you're running shows, she's starting shows. So these are the opportunities that she'd be able to bring to you and be able to say, where are these times? And even though not everyone is a Renee, everyone has so much in this time of change, so many opportunities to evolve in our careers, opportunity to evolve in our lives. And if we're able to do that at the best times, then we're able to move forward with fewer obstacles. Do I have that? Do I have an understanding of that, Sunny?
Yes, absolutely the case. And so we look for times when, some of the planets that are wanting us to slow down and, no, we're not going to do that. We look for those times when they're less active in our charts, I don't want to get too technical, but
sure. But that's what it will. But each one of the clients will be able, to come to you and to let you know. That's terrific. Oh, Sunny, is there anything else at the end that you want to say to Renee that right now on the air that you're gonna follow up her individually, and I want to encourage anyone in our audience to please connect with Sunny Dowman. You can go on tardonmedia.com, and you can see right there, click right there, and it'll click right to your website, and you can connect with Sunny that way. But by the gifts that you bring, the study that you have done, decades of work that you have done, ends up giving us the opportunity to be able to succeed at the levels that we really need to, removing the impediments, being able to see the impediments that we might stumble over because you have provided the light.
I think you said it. I don't have anything else to say except that thank you, Renee, for letting me do this. This is my very favorite thing to do, like, in the whole world. And so getting to, spend time with your chart, looking at all the stuff, and then have this conversation and have you go, yeah, that is it. That blows my world away. I love that so much.
It never gets old, does it?
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sunny. Thank you for coming with us to be part of this process. Thank you for Renee for allowing yourself to be part of this process and for having the courage to stand up, because as everyone knows who knows and loves Renee, is that this is the time when we need you more than we ever needed you before, and not to be and to be willing to stand up and to lead, not just to put everyone else, not to just push everyone else forward and to say and to nurture and making sure you're taking up, but for you taking your place in the spotlight, and you're doing that is what we need. And I'm so grateful for you starting GBGB and your LLC, your production company, and for all the work that you're doing. And Sunny, thank you for validating everything that that the rest of us and so many people that know Renee will be nodding along.
Everybody in the comments, I don't know if either of you could see them, but it's nonstop.
No,
Everybody's
not at all.
And so many of these people are Aquarians. They're saying and then I just wanted to say, Troy just said Renee has more hours in the day than the average human.
Yes.
And that,
So
that shows you the busyness that I
exactly,
like, what
exactly.
you're
So
talking about.
but anyway, this is what the R&D Cafe is about. And please, Sunny, there is
Everybody
you
go
see that.
contact her.
Remember, you see,
Contact her.
contact her, and if you can, go through Tardon Media to do it. Just because we love to have the click-throughs, and the beautiful Sunny. You're wonderful. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you
Thank
for supporting Tardon
you.
Media, and thank you for supporting Renee, who is going to be
Thank you.
feeding the world. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
We'll
Bye.
see.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody. Thank you for stopping by.